wrapping up an epic season. Catch a sneak peek of what's coming next. The season ends, but the next chapter begins right here. Watch now, find out what's up next.
Hey, Francine.
Hey,
How's it going this week?
I'm just so excited that so many people are getting interested in joining this anthology.
I have had some really cool conversations just because the anthology, becoming an author, like that's just one of the kind of cool things out of this whole project. But when you really start talking to people, the solopreneurs, the entrepreneurs that maybe just have a couple people on their team, one of the coolest things we've been talking about is being able to work together with other people that are kind of in the same situation and feel like you've got a bunch of coworkers again instead of just being kind of lonely in front of the computer screen, just doing your work all day.
Right. And sometimes, as a children's book author, before I started my children's book authors group, which is amazing. If you're a children's book author, find out how to join. But before I joined the group, I'd sit here in my office thinking, ah, it looks good to me, but will any kids like it? It looks good to me, but does it make sense to somebody else? It looks good to me, but will anyone buy it? Ah,
Does anybody care?
does anyone care? But wouldn't it be great to have a whole group doing this together as a team? And the best part about it is because after you write it, after the editing is done, after you send it to your publisher and it gets formatted and it gets put up on Amazon and you are an author with a book on Amazon, guess what's next? You have to promote the book. Amazon doesn't do it for you. That, that, my friends, is a lonely rabbit hole is the only way I could describe it because there's so many ways to promote and you need to use them all to reach every person that might want to read your book, or if they don't know about your book, to entice them, tell them a little bit about your book, make them want to read your book, and then buy a copy for their friends. I've been trying new methods. But what is better than if we all come together, 52 authors in the same book, and we all promote it together? And while we're promoting the book, we are promoting each other's personal brands.
And that's what we're talking about today in this episode, because once your story is written and you've come to the end of the book and you've closed the cover, that isn't the end. Oh no, then we open a whole new chapter of adventures. And there's so much to learn here, and it can be so overwhelming. And I think that's a lot of the reason why people that aspire to write a story or share a story, they might say, well, fine, I can write the story, but then what comes after becomes quite uncertain and scary, and I don't know what's going to happen at that point. So this project that we're doing, this is my favorite part, is not having to worry about that unknown. It's like, instead of wandering out into the darkness all by myself, like I've done so many times before with different things that I've tried to do, I get to go wander out with my friends. We can all like hold hands or like be connected with ropes or whatever it takes to go fight whatever demons are out there. And what cool stories are we going to make along the way, for that matter?
Oh, wait. I have to say hi to my friend Marva. Hi, Marva. Marva
Hey, Marva.
Marva is an author up in Georgia, and she's been on my podcast before. She's a registered nurse, and she has given parents on my podcast, Parents Talk, she has given the parents some tips on how to raise healthy kids. So if you want to learn more about Marva, check out my YouTube channel and find our episode on Parents Talk. And see, that's how it's done. When we come together as a community, that is how you give shout outs to your friends. That is how you help raise up your fellow authors.
I feel like I could do a little better than that even. Marva, if you have your link handy and you just want to go ahead and throw it in the comments so people can look you up, yes, go
Yes.
for it. Thanks for showing up today.
Yes.
So, when the end is just the beginning, I was thinking about endings this week because I've got some projects that are wrapping up. So that means that my schedule is starting to change around a little bit. And I'm starting to plan for what the next 3 months is going to look like. And there's some uncertainty in my schedule as to what that looks like. And so suddenly I'm finding myself wishing I could just go back to uh, the old schedule, the safe space, the other project. Can I just go back? I can't. Why is it over? You know, like when you get to the end of the book and you're like, it can't be over. There's got to be another chapter. I've kind of been feeling that way this week. And so that's kind of where the idea for this episode came from, because this season is wrapping up. We've made it to the end of season 2. Congratulations, Francie. And we are so excited about what this next season is going to bring. We've got new authors to bring on so that you can really get inspired by what got them to start telling their story and what got them past this uncertainty that we're talking about, this what comes after the end. So,
What's the matter?
so sorry, Francine. So, Francine, what excites you the most about what we're going to be doing in this next season?
What excites me the most is meeting all of the fantastic people who are going to come on this show. All of the fantastic people who are going to commit to themselves, say yes, and write a chapter in the book, Believe You Can. Because Believe You Can will not happen without people believing they could and actually doing it. That is what I am excited for, is all the people we get to network with.
And I would have to agree that from what I've seen in my years as a coach, there's nothing more powerful than these mastermind groups that I've been doing. Especially because as things pop up, as they do, whether they're life things or it's just you've reached this new level, you've reached a new chapter and you're in this uncertainty and you don't know what to do. It's so great to be able to get feedback from people that are maybe not going in the same direction as you, but at least are working in the same space. So when it comes to this anthology, working in the same space, we're all working on sharing our stories and learning how the publishing and promotion process works together. This is not only going to be good for being an author, but these lessons can be transferred over to your small business if you're an entrepreneur, or maybe this is what's going to inspire you to start one. I know it was things like this that made me start to put pieces together between my business knowledge and my creative knowledge. And I realized that they really can puzzle and work together so that I can experience life more like I would want to on my own terms. So, so much more than I'm going to become an author, but what is it that you've been thinking about that you really would like to experience in your life? Maybe you haven't been traveling enough and you want to do more traveling, or maybe you're like me and you want to spend more time playing music and hanging out with other fun musicians and playing for people. Whatever it is that you've been thinking about and you just haven't had time for, what your inner child has just been screaming, could we please just do this a little bit more? This is the kind of stuff that we're going to unlock on this project. It's the deeper stuff that you don't see on the surface level when you talk about it, but it's part of the reason why we have this live stream, right, Francine?
And if travel and meeting people is something that you crave, this collaboration will give you ample opportunity to get out and meet people. Because since I became an author, I've been to a mastermind in Tampa where I promoted my book. I have been to a book signing in Tampa where a bunch of authors got together, invited the community in to learn about our books. I have sponsored an event with Toastmasters where we went and showed all of our publisher, all of the books that our publisher publishes, to show people the opportunity of publishing with perfect publishers. I have been to a children's book author summit in Nashville, and this weekend I am going to the Military Influencers Conference up in Atlanta. There's going to be thousands of military people there, and I'm going to be talking about them joining this anthology. And I got to say this, I may even sell a few of my second book that's out now.
Yes, that was one of your announcements from last week about that coming out. How's everything been going so far?
This one is out, and in the first 24 hours, it made it to number 2 in new releases.
Ooh.
But more exciting than that. The first book that's been out for a year reached the top 100 in US fairy tales.
Oh, that's really incredible. I love that.
So
If you write fairy tales, are you like a fairy godmother?
well, I guess I'm the fairy godmother of self-confidence.
Okay. And Marva, thank you for your comment talking about being in an anthology with other authors, and it was fun. Thank you. Love that. All right. So, we should probably tell people where they can get more information about this. So, first of all, we're kind of on a loose deadline for when this project starts. We've
Explain
got
that.
what?
Oh, explain the term loose deadline. What does that mean?
A loose deadline being we will start the year project when we have the 52 authors together for this anthology project. But that doesn't mean that you should wait until we have 52, because that would mean we only have 51, so we can't start. You follow me here? So what is cool is if you decide that you're going to get started with us right now, is you're going to get the benefits of being in this group right now. So you get more time with us than what you're actually putting in for. And that's going to be super awesome, because what we're learning is basically a habit. And so you're going to learn a series of small actions that you can do that is only going to help you connect with other people better, communicate with your audience better. It's going to help you write your story better because you're going to have some people to give you feedback. So you can just start working on that right now. And if you just haven't been able to get started because that's the thing that's got you hung up, well, we are here for you and we got you. We're going to get you started. So there's not a reason to wait. If you're like, I don't really have time right now, that is probably going to come up again. That's what happens with time. If you don't make a spot for stuff, then it's like saying, well, someday I'm going to do that, and someday isn't on the calendar.
And time wise, we're only talking about a few hours a week, especially if you start now, because we have, I'm going to say, at least till January to collect and curate our 52 author team. So then in January, we start a full 1 year program in which we start the editing process and the writing, well, the writing, then the editing, then the getting it up, the pre-launch, the launch, the promotion. It's a full 1 year program. So we'll take it in small, little, bite-sized chunks. But the one thing that I don't want anyone to say is, I can't afford it. Because number one, what we're offering right now, a full 1 year program, done for you content that you can use on your social media, along with a chapter in a book that you could use as a calling card saying, I'm a published author now. That would cost thousands. I've seen upwards of $5,000 for a full year program like that. $750 is all we're asking. But wait, it gets better. Talk about the affiliate program, Heidi, while I plop that link in the comments.
So for me, I'm talking to the people that I've most wanted to collaborate with for one reason or another. And I totally get it. I am busy, so sometimes the stars just do not align properly when I talk to people. But sometimes they do. So think about that. Who have you not been hanging out with lately that you wish you could hang out with more? And I mean, is there somebody that you've met while you're out networking and you're like, wow, they seem like they're a really cool and interesting person. I wish I had more time to get to know them better. I've got some of those people on my list. And quite honestly, unless we're collaborating on something, I mean, unless you're going to come over to my house for pool day, that might happen, but I'm going to get to know you a whole lot faster when we're working on something together. I'm going to get to know what you're doing and be able to refer you to other people a lot better when we're working on something together. So you can invite people. And when they're like, yeah, oh my gosh, this is such a great idea, I totally want to get involved with this, and they sign up, you're going to get 15% for inviting that person to join. And we did this because we wanted people who maybe have more time to put into a project, but less money to be able to take part of this, because what we're going to learn here is going to help all of us build prosperity in our lives. It's learning and practicing those small habits, not spending a whole time all at once, but little bits of time every day so that we can get the outcome that we've been looking for.
You know, I go out and I pass out copies of the first book I wrote. And right on it, I put a label on it that says, this book isn't great, but it made me an author. Knowing how to do it isn't important. Learning the process is. I have learned the process. I have written now in 3 anthologies. I've written 2 solo adult books and 2 children's books. I have learned the process, and I am here to teach you how to do it. You've got this. I hear so many people saying, "Oh, I wish I knew how to write, but I don't." Or people tell me that I need to write a book, but I wouldn't know where to start. Well, guess what? This is your chance to learn how.
And it's going to go beyond that piece of communication, because to reach your audience, everybody communicates a little bit differently. So maybe you know that you should go do some interviews or be on a live stream or something like that. But oh my goodness, that opens another whole new chapter of uncertainty. So we're going to help you out with that too. Once you get your words and your story down, that's going to build your confidence. Francine is the master of Toastmasters. And one of these days, I'm going to get her to help me eliminate the word like when I get really excited.
The only way to do that is to practice. And I'd be remiss if I didn't invite you to a Toastmaster meeting to get that practice in. But there's one thing I want to talk about before we wrap up about the anthology. If you don't live in Jacksonville, that's okay, because 90% of what we do will be online, either right here in this live stream or in the Zoom environment. And, well, didn't I say we like to travel? We could go do a book launch in your neighborhood too.
Ooh. I do like the sound of that. I do like to travel.
With 52 authors, guarantee at least 2 or 3 people will be able to go do a book launch in any neighborhood where anybody is. Anybody up to go to the UK? Anybody up to go to Canada? Let's see.
Can we throw in some tropical islands while we're at it?
Well, I guess we could do that too. How about the Bahamas? Or my friend Marvo lives up in Georgia.
All right. So what I'm hearing is we could do a full book tour.
We could. And our publisher is up in Maryland.
All right. We already got a bunch of hot spots picked out.
We do. We do.
Love it. So, as frightening as the future could be and the end can be, I think today we highlighted some pretty exciting opportunities that the future is pointing to. So, with this season wrapping up, we decided that we were due for 1 week off break while we regroup, prepare for next season. But we are going to be back. And I did not put the thumbnail up for our speaker.
Oh, no, but that's okay. On the 29th, we have, and I will get that up real quick. 29th. I'm looking.
Whoever can get it first wins.
Right?
We're going to have Diane. Her first name's Diane.
Well, you know what? Check Facebook, because as soon as we figure it out, we will post it. It's going to be on the 29th. And no, it's going to be Elaine Pratt.
Oh.
And I think I spelled her name wrong.
So it was okay that we didn't have the thumbnail.
Right, right. See,
you guys, it doesn't have to be perfect.
No, because that's what editing is all about.
Also, what live streams are all about, catastrophe.
Oh my
Sometimes.
God, remember the time you dropped your computer?
I do. I was thinking about that the other day while I was loving how my brand new computer is fantastic. I was also watching some of our old episodes from that old computer, and I'm like, wait, pixely, like you have them all very blurry. So this has been a quite the improvement for season 2.
Right. And that just goes to show you start where you are and make continuous improvements.
And it's really fun actually to look back and see how far you've come. And over this last year, I've learned so much that I certainly would not have learned. I just going to more courses about how to do live streaming or how to speak publicly or even how to use this Restream platform that we're using. I could have watched tons and tons of videos, and a lot of people stay stuck in that learning phase. Feels good to learn. I love learning. But at some point in time, you've got to put it into action because that is where all the real experience happens. And it's okay if it's slow, if your progress is slow, if your learning is slow, if you don't pick it up and it's not perfect right away. It's all part of the process. So be gentle with yourself. Don't push yourself so hard. Don't let all that hustle culture tell you that it's got to come together quickly. When you find that creative flow and you're in it, it feels pretty good, doesn't it, Francine?
Yes, not only the creative flow, but that feeling of accomplishment. When somebody says, I read your chapter and I resonated with it so much. Thank you for writing it. That is an amazing feeling. And you too, my friends, you could have that feeling too. Just hop on, join us, and let's get this ball rolling.
All right. Well, I think it's time to take it to the closing. So,
Ooh, yeah.
if you can conceive it, you can believe it, and you can achieve it. So, from the
Head
head
to the
to the
heart
heart to the
to the
hands.
hands.
Yes, my
Yes,
friends,
you
you
can.
can.
Yeah. See you on
See you
the
guys in
29th.
2 weeks. And hey, check out our community. We'll be